The highs and lows of Igor Tudor's first match as Juventus manager. Juventus won. Genoa 0. Kenan Yildiz, man of the match. Lionel Messi-esque goal. What a goal. I think I watched it 50 times. But we're here to discuss 4 players. 2 that shined and 2 that didn't. Who impressed and who didn't? Who benefited from the formation change? Who benefited from the system change? Who benefited from the tactics change? Who benefited from Igor Tudor stepping in instead of Thiago Motta? Who benefited from the international break? Who? You get the point, okay? 4 players. So, where should we start off? The good news or the bad news? I personally always like to hear the bad news first and then finish it off with the good news. So, the bad news. Player number 1 that didn't shine, that didn't step up is Dusan Vlahovic. Now, before I give my opinion, let's just look at his numbers in a bit more detail. A 50% pass accuracy, 0 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 out of 13 ground duels won, 2 out of 4 aerial duels won. Now, a few days ago, I asked the question, who is part of the Dusan Vlahovic train? I feel like I got scammed. I still got hope. I feel like I got scammed. Like, I was standing on the platform with my luggage for 5 hours. The train never arrived. I was asking people, have you guys heard of the DV train? And they were like, the DV train? What are you talking about? Train never arrived. I feel like I got scammed. Somebody sold me a ticket to a train that doesn't exist. Dusan Vlahovic. Listen, I love the dude, man. I'll be real. Like, one of my favorite Juventus players, but it was a tough watch yesterday. It really was. It was a tough watch physically because every single time the ball was fizzed into him. Look, I've said many times throughout the season, playing with his back to goal, he's improved. But the one thing that doesn't seem to be improving is his first touch. Like, when the ball is fizzed into you, regardless whether you're an attacker, a midfielder, defender, when the ball is fizzed into you and you know you've got a player behind you, the first thing you need to master is that first touch, because that is the game changer. That first touch can get you away from the defender. That first touch can get you that yard in order to make a pass. That first touch can create you the space for you to then carry the ball. Listen, Dusan Vlahovic, it felt like I was watching a Serbian trampoline yesterday, because every single time the ball came into him, it just bounced back. It just bounced back. It just bounced back. And I sympathize with him because at times he couldn't control the ball because he was actually getting held onto. But I'd be a liar if I told you guys that was the case every single time. So many times the ball was just fizzed into him and he just played for the foul. He played for the free kick. And it really looked like a player short on confidence, a player that had no faith in himself to control the ball, trap it with his foot, hold off the defender, put his arm out, use his upper body strength. Listen, 2 out of 13 ground duels won. I feel like the numbers don't lie. We all saw it. In terms of the final third, he had some opportunities. He missed his shots. Listen, Igor Tudor, he has a big assignment when it comes to Dusan Vlahovic. He played 90 minutes, but let's just say he was one of the lows of the first game. Now, the second low is Dusan Vlahovic's partner in crime, Koopmeiners. He didn't play the 90 minutes, but if we were just to look at his numbers in a bit more detail, a 67% pass accuracy, 0 chances created, 0 out of 4 crosses. He didn't play the 90 minutes, but let's just say it was the same old Koopmeiners. Before the game, I was sat telling myself, 3-4-2-1. Formation similar to what Gasperini uses at Atalanta. This is where he flourished the most. Let's see what he can do in the final third. And do you know what it is? Let's just put it like this. I'm not comparing the players, but it's more, I want everybody to know what you should expect from your attacking players. You see Kenan Yildiz, Stardust. Give him the ball. He will cause havoc. He will create his own opportunities. He will score his own goals. Kenan Yildiz, every single time he got the ball, Genoa was scared. When Dusan Vlahovic was on the ball yesterday, they weren't scared. When Koopmeiners was on the ball, they weren't scared. Koopmeiners, there's just a lack of quality. That's just the best way to put it. There was that one opportunity. Wait, I guarantee you guys, that shot landed in Rome. He cut inside, smashed it outside of the stadium. Koopmeiners, I genuinely don't know what it is. The passing isn't there. The shooting isn't there. The chance creation isn't there. The dribbling in tight areas isn't there. Even the pressing relentlessly, winning the ball in the final third, it isn't there. And you have to start asking questions, because I feel like when you look at the price tag, when you look at the expectations, when you look at the demands, the fact that it's now a new manager, and fair enough, it's been one game, but he did not look good at all. Let's move on to the highs. Who impressed? Who flourished from the system change? Who sent a statement? And I can't believe I'm going to say this name. Embrace yourself. Lloyd Kelly. I feel like he had a good game. I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like that was his best performance in a Juventus shirt. I feel like he definitely benefited from the back three system, knowing I've always got the forward pass into McKennie as a wing back, and defensively McKennie would drop back into a back five. At the same time, I've always got Renato Vega to the right of me, somebody that's solid, somebody that I can trust in possession. But Lloyd Kelly actually had a very, very, very solid game. Let's just look at his numbers. 4 out of 5 ground duels, 7 out of 8 aerial duels, 10 defensive actions, 3 out of 3 tackles, 9 passes into the final third. What more can you ask for? It's got everything. It's got ball progression. It's got a player defensively holding his own. It's got a player winning his duels in the air. It's got a player winning his duels on the ground. Maybe, just maybe, Gintuli knew something that we didn't. Now, I'd be a liar if I agreed with that statement. I've watched it off of Lloyd Kelly. But maybe, just maybe, it's the beginning of something. Maybe, just maybe, he's beginning to find his feet. He's beginning to get that necessary rhythm. He's beginning to get that chemistry with his teammates. Maybe, just maybe, Igor Tudor can translate his message better to him than a Thiago Motta. It was his best performance in a Juventus shirt. Let's see what the future holds. Now, the next high is a player that was played out of position, and it's Nico Gonzalez. His inclusion in the team actually really surprised me, because I was thinking, ooh, where would he play? Me, prior, I was thinking, look, wing back. When I done my Igor Tudor setup video, I was like, as a wing back, why? What was my justification? What was my reasoning for why I would play Nico Gonzalez as a right wing back? Defensively, this dude is solid. And as a wing back, you're now required to bring defensive ability and attacking ability. And I feel like Nico Gonzalez in that right wing back position, he genuinely brought something different down the right flank. Let's just look at his numbers. 3 out of 4 dribbles completed, 3 out of 4 long balls, 4 out of 4 tackles, 5 defensive actions, 11 out of 17 duels won. That is impressive. I'll be very, very, very honest with you guys. That is very, very, very impressive. There was even that little moment, I think it was in the first half, when he just picked up the ball, and it genuinely felt like watching the Argentinian Usain Bolt. He was gone, hurdling challenges. Nobody can get near him. He then passed it into Vlahovic, who then crosses it into Kenan. The goalkeeper makes a save. Ball carrying with space to attack, it's always been Nico Gonzalez's thing. Nico Gonzalez against teams that sit back, where you're now asking him, can you break this low block? That's where he struggles. But as a wing back, he now doesn't really have that responsibility. His job is to maintain width. His job is to attack the space. And his job is to track back and help the team defensively. Defensively, I feel like he was solid. He's tenacious. He's aggressive. He gets stuck in. He wins his duels. And when there is space, like he showed, he will attack the space. And maybe, just maybe, I don't even want to say he's benefited from a system change. I just want to say he's benefited from finally playing in a position that looks like home to him. It feels like home. This dude, the majority of his career has played on the right-hand side. Motta misprofiled him from day one by putting him on the left-hand side. The fact that he can now receive the ball and carry the ball whilst playing on his stronger foot, because he's right-footed on the right-hand side, it benefits him so much. Sometimes these small changes can take a player from performing 3 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. I felt like he had a very, very, very good game. And he's probably one player that I'm intrigued to see how well he does from now up until the end of the season. So, the 2 highs, Nico Gonzalez, Lloyd Kelly. The 2 lows, Dusan Vlahovic, Koopmeiners. Make sure to let me know your 2 players that impress and your 2 players that failed to impress in the comments. And I will catch you guys on another one.